Do you constantly need validation in order to feel okay in relationships? I couldn't rest or chill or relax unless I knew everything was okay. Even though, how could I actually know that that was the case? And so, in lots of friendships and relationships, I wasn't relaxed. For a long time, I thought I was just dramatic and that this was just my personality and how I was and how I would always be. But I then realized it was a deeper fear that lived within me, and it stemmed from my early childhood of feeling abandoned. And this might be the case for you if when you were growing up, you didn't receive the love that you desired, that you felt like you always had to chase, and you were always constantly reading the energies in the room with your parents. You had to know the slight movements that they had to know that they were upset. And then you internalized that and you thought it was about you, but it was never about you. That's just the misperceptions of the child you. In this video, I'm going to share how we can self-soothe, how we can emotionally feel safe within ourselves without needing external validation from others. We don't crave emotional reassurance because we're just needy. We crave it because at some point, our need for consistent emotional attention was unmet. Maybe you were emotionally neglected. Maybe love felt unpredictable for you for your parents. Maybe you received it sometimes and then not others. Maybe your mom or your dad left. Or they just weren't there for you. They were at work or in school. Maybe you had to prove your worth in order to be seen, like you had to get the best grades, be good in sports in order to be validated. You had to do something in order to be loved. So now you think that you have to do something in order to be loved in friendships and relationships. And it's not just about being who you are and just being you, just being there in general. When all of this happens, your brain affirms to you that connection isn't stable. You have to consistently keep checking to make sure that you are safe. This is oftentimes what we call anxious attachment, but beneath that label is a wounded child just wanting to feel secure. You're not needy, you're just responding to the fear of being left. And now we're going to begin to rewire that belief, rewire the need for external validation from others, instead receiving that validation within ourselves. Let's begin to rewire our inner dialogue. When you notice anxiety spike, like you feel a shift in your partner or your friend's energy, I want you to ask yourself, what story am I telling myself right now? Often it sounds like, I might have done something wrong. They're pulling away and I'll be abandoned again. I'm too much. I must be getting rejected right now. And we can practice reframing. Whenever one of these beliefs comes up or we can tap into that is something that is occurring inside of us, we can begin to switch it and tell ourselves, I can feel uncertain and still be safe. You don't have to know everything, and you're not going to know everything. You're not going to know how all of this is going to work out, how life's going to end up working out. If you're going to be with this person forever or this friend forever, you don't truly know. And the peace that we can deeply feel when we resonate with the frequency of being able to be uncertain and sitting with that uncomfortable feeling of not being certain. I remember for so long, I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know if this person was going to be with me. If they didn't like me, I just wanted to know. I wanted to know how it was all going to end. But in reality, we will never know. And we can only truly listen to our intuition, but not let our anxiety cloud our actions. And you can reframe and give this mantra to yourself. My worth is not dependent on other people's emotions or response or feelings. I trust that my presence inherently is enough. Knowing that we are safe inherently. This isn't positive feeling in the way where when an emotional feeling comes up, we just shove it down and replace it with something else. We notice it and we see it. We see all of that trauma. or that hurt from our younger versions of ourselves, and we listen to that. But instead of wallowing in it for an extended period of time, we can begin to reframe it. We can begin to tell ourselves that we are safe no matter what. Having constant communication with our younger versions of ourselves and our future versions of ourselves, connecting all the versions and embodying the you that your younger self would feel safe with, that your highest self would feel safe with and proud of. This is about creating an emotional baseline with one belief at a time. Emotional safety doesn't come from someone else always emotionally soothing you. And that comes from within, which means tending to both your subconscious and your conscious mind. Most of your fears and your beliefs, they're not logical. Consciously, you could believe that you desire and deserve a healthy, loving relationship, but your nervous system doesn't think so. That is why hypnotherapy is extremely helpful. And working with the subconscious can help rewire the neural pathways so you can feel secure within yourself. I help my clients release anxious attachment so they can feel secure within themselves and others with the help of hypnotherapy. To work with me, all the links will be in the description below. If you have been repeating the same emotional patterns over and over again, despite all of your efforts, it's probably because the root cause is quietly running in the background. And that's why hypnotherapy is extremely helpful, and other subconscious work such as journaling or somatic healing. You can also get so far with just awareness and recognizing these patterns and triggers within you. And I also want to clear something up, that it is okay to have needs. It is okay to want reassurance. But constantly grasping at it in order to feel okay, texting for relief for the anxiety, spiraling when you don't get a reply, or over-explaining yourself is often a survival strategy, not a true way to desire to feel connection with another. And healthy expression often sounds like, I'm feeling a little insecure today, just naming it and tending to myself. I know this feeling is old, and I'm here to listen and observe. Speaking to yourself, your inner child, and all levels of you. I love you, and I'm here to help you feel safe, just as you are. And so now let's end with a short grounding practice. I'd like you to close your eyes, placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. I'd like you to inhale through your nose for 4, and then holding for 4, and then exhaling through your belly, and then exhaling through your mouth, allowing your belly to expand. I'd like you to repeat silently or out loud now. I return to the security of my own presence. I am safe, I am loved, and I am already whole. Now I'd like you to visualize a warm light surrounding your entire body. This light represents safety and peace, and it reminds you that no matter what, you are okay. And this is your safe space, and you can always return to this space. Emotional safety and regulation is an inside job. It's not something we can seek outside of us. And every single time you show up for yourself, you are rewriting these old stories and habits and patterns. Every time you become aware of what's happening, any sort of triggers, you are rewriting your anxious attachment to be secure. Thank you so much for watching. I have all of the links in the description if you would like to work together with hypnotherapy. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.